First of all, life without electricity meant a kerosene lantern.
We had to draw water out of a 60-foot deep well.
We had a battery radio that might play or might not play.
And most of the houses back in those days were unpainted on the inside. The only thing it was painted with is fly specks. And so it was dark. You couldn't see across the room.
And we had to get in stove wood to cook the meals with. And you had to basically get everything done before dark because you couldn't see after dark to do anything.
Really, we had very poor contact with the outside world.
It's just altogether different, there ain't no doubt about it. You know, the power company like them big deals. They didn't like these swamps.
We had played with the power company for a long time to get electricity to us, and they wouldn't, because really out on the dirt road that we lived on, I imagine all they could envision is a 40-watt bulb and you know, $1 a month bill probably, so it wasn't profitable.
And let me tell you, co-ops did a great service to this part of the country if you get right down to it. They got something they might have never had if it hadn't been for co-ops. And that's facts.
The best thing about a co-op is our concern is not for ourselves, it's not to make a profit. It's to provide a service to the members with the purpose of it benefiting them.
Back in those days, the co-op inspected all the houses, the wiring, before they would turn it on. And so when they'd come and make the inspection and know that you were about to get electricity, that was an awful exciting time for people.
We'd build a line to a silver pole tap to a house, you know, and waiting on electricity and stuff like that. And when they turn it on, it's like somebody scored a touchdown.
They lit up like electricity did. They were so happy, a lot of them.
A number of us co-ops that formed together formed Alabama Electric Cooperative, which later became Power South, and now then we've seen that be highly successful also. When I began, we were having a lot of problems with across all of the co-ops in the nation of takeover. And so we battled that part for a long time, and the investor-owned, in a lot of cases, were taking over the co-ops, and so we went through a battle of that. And then later on, a big battle we had was territorial. We started losing a lot of our members to some cities that were aggressive and taking over a lot of our consumers, and so that became a major problem. And then we were in a big battle to get territorial legislation passed, and in my judgment, had we not won both those two battles, the co-ops wouldn't be here today.
We went through some bad times with the co-op. And you know, you didn't have equipment. We did most of it by hand.
We dug holes by hand, and we shot dynamite. That's something, you know, you don't do now with equipment they got. We didn't have no bucket trucks for a long time. You know, we had to climb a lot. I've seen high as 7, 8 linemen up a pole that went all down the road.
The biggest difference, you didn't have no kerosene lamp when you got electricity. You had lights in the house.
You could see the raid and right then.
You know, you had milking machines, you had, you know, to milk the cows, and you know, you just, everything got better. You got better food out of the grocery stores and fresher food, and I mean, it just was better.
You didn't have to cut stove wood and bring it in, stack it beside the stove. Mama got electric stove, and that cut out that chore.
You know, that's for television and all that, and people would listen to the Grand Ole Opry on the radio. And I mean, everybody just looked at the radio like it was a television. Listen to the World Series and all that, you know.
The economy greatly progressed on account of people having electricity, because they bought an electric water heater, they bought an electric stove. That meant jobs in town somewhere, you see.
But when people first started, you know, getting lights, they were proud. They were proud to have lights and have a better way of life, if you get right down to it. And that's about the name of the game, as far as I know.
Over the years, we gradually got better equipment. Digger trucks, derricks.
It's altogether different in a bucket truck.
You could ride up instead of having to climb up every day. And you could do a lot more work with the bucket truck because you could handle hot stuff without killing the whole line. Put the guts on.
Fondest memories, I've been in a lot of houses, knew a lot of people, knew a lot of dogs' names, and the whole business. But we really got to know a lot of people, and that friendship of the people, of the members who really own the co-op, and that's what it's all about.
I enjoyed working here. That's it. I just enjoyed working here. There were days I hate to see the day end, really and truly.
One of the most wholesome feelings to me about this co-op is the pride that not just the active employees, but the former employees take in not just their association with Tallapoosa River Electric, but their ability to have been able to serve the membership and provide a service that is important to everybody that we provide electricity to.
I always look at, you know, even though I've been retired about 15 years, you always look at the power lines, it don't matter, to see how they look. And it looks good. The taller the pole is, the better the line looks.
When Tallapoosa River was formed back in 1939, people from all over east central Alabama came together for the purpose of providing central station electricity to people that otherwise wouldn't be able to have central station electricity. They wanted a better life for themselves and their friends, family, and community. Today, we feel like service is the best thing we can provide to members. If we can't keep their lights on, and if we can't keep their rates reasonable, then we don't have a purpose here. So our sole purpose is basically the same as it has been as long as we've been in existence. We want to keep the lights on and keep them happy with the service we provide them.